Welcome back. It was 2 seconds ago, but we're back.
Oh, we hyper jumped to tomorrow, even though we're in today.
This is part 3 of the Rage of Rayzor video podcast video with artist Jane Bush.
Yay! I'm gonna take off my glasses.
She's on social media everywhere at artist Jane Bush, and you can find me at Rayzor_33 on Twitter and Rage of Rayzor on Facebook. If you see another Rayzor out there, it's not a real person.
It's not this
it's a catfish.
OG. This is this. Yeah.
It's a catfish.
Yes. This is the guy.
So we're going to talk about if these certain films are horror or not. I had a problem when I was making the top 100 horror film list. I almost said one horny. But anyway, I saw this actually on Cinemassacre.com. He discussed a few films. Didn't get to a couple that I wanted, but he threw out Schindler's List as it a horror film, which really boggled my mind.
Wow.
And then they called, Frankenstein from 1931. They called that a science fiction movie, which is very interesting if you think about it.
Yeah.
And
it's arguable.
but there's certain movies that I asked I'm a part of a community on Facebook called the Horror Movie Collectors Club or something like that.
Why have you not invited me to that?
I don't know if I can, actually. I can try.
Add members. There's an add members button. I think.
Yeah. Or I can tell the admin. I don't know how it works.
Busting your chops.
But is it horror?
Is it horror?
Okay.
That's really, to be honest, for those of us who love horror, that's a pertinent question.
So the first one that I wanted to ask about was Jaws. Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all time. But I think this is the first time it's made the top 100 list. Not because it doesn't belong in a top 100 list, but I don't think it's a horror film.
I don't think it's a horror
Now,
film.
there's been people who say it's a slasher film, which is, if you watch it and think about it, it kind of is. But it's like a summer
in its format,
fun
maybe.
film. Yeah, I don't think it's a horror film, but that's just me. What do you think?
Theoretically, you could call it a slasher film if you're looking at it from the perspective of being hunted, and being, taken down. It just happens to be
the shark
a shark.
is just, like Freddy and Jason, I guess.
But I don't see it that way.
I can watch that movie without any kind of dread, any kind of fear. And for me, that's kind of where, even still with Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, I can still feel it. Dawn of the Dead, I could definitely still feel it.
Yeah.
Jaws never... I've seen Jaws since I was a kid. Even before... If Jaws is a horror film, it'd be the first one I've ever seen. Because I could sit and watch it. It never scared me. I never had problems going in the ocean after it. Is it a horror film?
It's so hard to pinpoint because some people really, the whole idea behind horror is that it taps into a certain fear. And a lot of people fear the water. A lot of people fear going into the ocean. And a lot of people really, that scared the... Can we cuss?
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of them whenever they watched it.
Well, it also came out in 1975. If the Jaws came out now, I don't think it... Like Deep Blue Sea, is that a horror film? Remember that movie? Deep Blue Sea has Thomas Jane and Samuel Jackson, and they're killer sharks.
I didn't see it, but that one that was kind of the deep water one, where it was kind of a documentary type of thing, found footage. It wasn't found footage, but it was just them in the ocean. And it was very
water. I can't remember what that movie's called.
That one, I could see where that one would be technically a horror film because
open water.
Open water, that's deep water. I don't know. But
sorry.
Clearly, it didn't make an impact on us. So I don't.
I'm going to go ahead and say Jaws. I'm going to say it's horror. So
I'm not going to say. I don't think it's horror.
See, this is the problem.
So
Aliens, not Alien, the first one. The first one is definitely a horror film.
Oh yeah.
And my brother-in-law explained it best. He thinks Alien is like a survival horror, like Resident Evil, the video game, is a survival horror game.
Yeah.
Where Aliens is a shooter, like Call of Duty. I feel like Aliens itself... See, okay, Alien is a science fiction horror, and it's very suspenseful, where Aliens, it's more of an action movie to me.
It is. It's very James Cameron.
Yeah.
Versus, Alien, which is, one of my favorite directors, Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
It kind of... There's an artistry towards Alien, the first one, and it kind of, I don't want to say it was entirely taken away in Aliens, but you kind of took on more of a action film in Aliens. However, some of that fear was definitely tapped into because there were more aliens and there was a child involved, and
See, I don't think the whole fear thing can play for a horror film because I don't think Predator is a horror film at all.
Really?
And yeah, I mean that you're being hunted by an unknown force. He's invisible. There is a fear element to it, and I don't think that's a horror film at all.
I mean, you think it's action or science fiction?
That's action for sure.
I would probably, if I had to break it down, I wouldn't necessarily say Aliens is a horror film. It is one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Both Alien and Aliens. From there on, it kind of goes down the tubes.
What about The Thing?
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's horror.
Oh yeah.
But some people, The Thing's not horror. The Godzilla movies, giant monster movies. I would say no. I think it's just like watching a movie like I can't think of the name of the movie. A Perfect Storm? No, that's not. No, that's not it. It's the one Day After Tomorrow. It kind of reminds me of that.
Hi.
We're gonna have a guest. Come on up. Just...
I wouldn't call. I don't think Godzilla films are.
No.
I think they're monster movies. I think they're action. I think they're more for entertainment purposes rather than tapping into fear.
Yeah. What about Resident Evil?
Yes, I would say Resident Evil is kind of a horror film. It's an action film.
I think they're just action films, straight up action films.
The first one, I would not say it's necessarily horror.
I don't think any
the second
of them are
one, yeah.
Because they have zombies and the horror elements, I don't think they're horror at all.
But they're gory too.
Yeah,
I guess it depends. I don't know.
So
I would categorize
Cobra with Sylvester Stallone. So is Terminator. I don't think that's a horror film.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. That's debatable. I would categorize them as horror action.
Silence of the Lambs, I think, is a horror film. I wasn't.
It's a psychological.
I wasn't convinced until earlier this year. I think it is definitely a horror film.
I need to watch it again and get a better grip on
that's another
my answer,
one.
But I would probably say yeah.
It's another one of my favorites is Silence of the Lambs. I never thought of it as a horror film because it won an Academy Award, but it's a horror film.
You don't think that Academy?
I don't know. Just
films that win Academy Awards are not horror.
Schindler's List not a horror film.
No, it's not at all. I guess what it boils down to is horror comes from the word horrible, so that taps into fear. Psychological fear. What are we afraid of? It depends. It's very subjective on what we fear. There could be one scene in a movie that is not technically a horror film that could scare the shit out of somebody. So maybe that part of that film's horror to somebody.
It could be.
I can't give an example right now.
Schindler's List.
Yeah.
The Holocaust was scary.
Yes, absolutely. So, I don't know. Which one were we on?
Silence of the Lambs. It's a horror film.
But you said something else after that. I can't remember.
I don't remember already.
Anyways,
I can't go back.
Mm-mm.
We're going to do rapid fire.
Yeah.
This is the last segment we've got.
This is fun.
Have you looked at these over yet?
I skimmed over them.
Okay, let's just do it. Favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie?
I know it's rapid fire. It's between 1 and 3. I'd say 3.
Okay, favorite Friday the 13th.
Oh gosh.
My favorite Nightmare is Nightmare 4, believe it or not.
I think I liked the 3D one the best.
Oh Lord.
it's so bad.
Jason Lives is the best Friday the 13th movie.
Oh yeah,
it's the most well-rounded, I think.
Yeah.
I can't ask you this one because I didn't know you haven't seen American Werewolf in London. But it was The Howling or American Werewolf in London. American Werewolf in London is probably one of the best.
I'll disagree with you.
It's one of the best. The Omen or The Exorcist?
The Exorcist, for sure.
Yeah, The Exorcist. Evil Dead or Dead Alive?
Oh, God, Evil Dead.
Okay. Freddy or Jason?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to go with Freddy because he has a good personality.
He has a personality.
Jason just kind of kills it. He's done with you.
Norman Bates or Leatherface?
Norman Bates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although apparently Leatherface has a Facebook.
Does he really?
Yeah, there's a comic I saw that he says, "Let me check my Facebook," and it's a book with all the skins of faces.
Oh,
it's like a little comic. It was fun.
I see.
Dawn of the Dead or Day of the Dead? Both the original, not the remakes.
Day of the Dead.
I like Dawn of the Dead better, but I think Day of the Dead's a better zombie movie.
Yeah.
It's almost a perfect zombie
I love
movie.
the ending where, what's his name? I can't even remember the character's
Rhodes?
name. The guy, yes.
Yeah.
When he gets torn apart, it's
Choke
so brutal and awesome at the same time. And he deserved it.
Okay.
So
Frankenstein's monster or Dracula?
Frankenstein's what?
Monster. The monster.
Oh.
He's not Frankenstein. It's the monster.
Yeah, I'd go with Frankenstein.
Who would be a better roommate? Jason, Freddy, Pinhead, Leatherface, Dracula, or Michael Myers?
I favor Pinhead. I do. And it's not just because the actor who plays Pinhead has the same birthday as me, but he's got personality. Either Freddy or him, but I kind of like Pinhead's sense of humor.
That's okay. We're about done.
Dark sense of humor.
Okay, well, I would pick Jason just because if anyone messes with me, he'll try to kill him.
Oh, yeah, that's
So-
true. Well, I mean, technically Pinhead would just, if anyone messes with me, he could just,
Torture him, tear their soul
tear their
apart.
soul. I mean, that's pretty brutal. You can't get any more brutal than that.
Yeah.
You can kill someone physically, but if you take their soul, that's a done deal. So, and you tear them apart.
And Leatherface would probably just wear your makeup and your clothes.
Wear your face.
Yours anyway, not mine. 'Cause
I don't think he'd make a good roommate at all.
I think Freddy would be annoying.
Yeah, he would always be,
Dracula would be
like, doing
annoying,
his
and Michael
one-liners.
Myers would probably just stare at a wall. So,
He would lay down and then he'd sit back up like he does.
as
in the
long as you're
first
cool
one.
with Jason, I think Jason would be the best roommate of them all.
At least he'd be quiet.
He'd be quiet. He's got your back.
Yeah.
You know, won't run up the water bill because he likes to swim in lakes. I don't know. But
Pinhead could get messy. That's for sure.
and plus he's got a
Flesh
gang of Cenobites, so they invite over the whole crew all the time.
The best thing I ever saw about the Cenobites was a meme that said that they look like some Smashing Pumpkins from 1996.
Oh my!
Which kind of has some truth to it if you really look at some of that era.
What album was out then? Was that the
that
Siamese
was
Dream, or was it the?
that was around Adore. That was after what do you call it?
Melancholy and Infinite
Yes,
Sadness.
yes.
I think
I went blank. I don't
it's
know.
right around the same time, probably.
But that cross between that and the Adore, because that was whenever they kind of went a little bit more gothic looking. And
So
interesting.
going
It
up
was funny.
today on RageRazor.com, and I was going to look at the list and say it, but the top 100 horror films is up today.
Check it out.
Halloween.
It's awesome.
Yeah, all 100. The rest of them have gone up. The first 90, and now all 100 are going to be up and ready to go. They should be up now because we're going to show this one later. This is the third part.
The third
we're going to
final
end it.
chapter.
Yes, we're going to end this. Probably do another video eventually. Maybe a Friday the 13th centric one before Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
When is Friday the 13th?
November 13th is the last one.
Oh, is there a new one? Okay.
Yeah, until
Okay.
May. There's 3 this year. So, yeah, and there's one in May of 2016 and then one in 2017. I don't think we have 3 again until, I looked it up. It's 2022 or something like that. So,
You should look up the moon cycle and see if it's a full moon, and then dedicate that to watching Friday the 13th and werewolf movies.
Silver Bullet, which you saw last
Yes, I did. And strangely enough, Corey Haim looks a lot like my nephew in that film. It's creepy, and it kind of creeped me out. But that was pretty good. I like that. So what are you watching tonight?
night. Halloween 2. Oh, well, hold on. It's Halloween. Actually, we're going to watch Halloween. My son is 6, and he's going to watch it for the first time. And then
Tonight?
we're going to... Well, not tonight. Halloween night.
Oh, tomorrow night, yeah.
Yeah, and then he wants to watch one of the Friday the 13th. His pick. So, what are you going to watch?
I got that stack of movies that you loaned me at home.
All of them.
Yeah, probably. I have American Werewolf in London to watch, and you gave me the director's cut of Hostel, but I've already seen Hostel. So I might go ahead and check out some of those Italian films that you told me to check out. Maybe The Inferno, House of the Cemetery.
House by the Cemetery I'd watch.
House
for sure.
by the Cemetery?
Yeah, by the
Okay.
cemetery.
House by the Cemetery. So,
I think that's all we got. That's 3 parts. I hope you got to watch all of them. They're all on the YouTube page for Rage of Rayzor, where you can follow me on Facebook at Rage of Rayzor, Rayzor_33 on Twitter, Artist Jane Bush everywhere.
collectively, yeah, it's very easy to find me.
So thanks for
Better or
watching. We'll do this again sometime if you like it. If nobody sees it, then I don't know what to do.
then that's your fault that you didn't see it.
It is.
So thank you for watching.
All right, thank you. Happy Halloween.
Yay! Happy Halloween.